This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News, I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Governor Evers is asking the Wisconsin Supreme Court to reconsider the state's congressional maps after he changed Wisconsin's legislative boundaries this week. Evers drew those congressional maps himself, but now he argues he did so under circumstances that no longer apply. Republicans hold 6 of Wisconsin's 8 U.S. House seats. Governor Evers says he has no plans to sign a Republican bill to spend tens of millions of dollars to address PFAS pollution. He says in a letter to lawmakers it puts too many enforcement limits on the State Natural Resources Board. The Senate passed the bill in November, and the Assembly is set to pass it today. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Eric Hovde says he opposes abortion except in cases of rape, incest, or when the life of the mother is in danger. The Journal Sentinel reports Hovde's position has evolved since the last time he ran for Senate. In 2012, he told the Green Bay radio station he was totally opposed to abortion. Wisconsin will get $24 million from cigarette makers. That's for payments the companies missed between 2005 and 2007 stemming from another legal case. The money is going to the Wisconsin Medical Assistance Trust Fund. More Wisconsin farmers are taking the government up on incentives to try more sustainable practices. Mike Lavender is with the National Sustainable Agriculture Coalition. He says that was even before the USDA provided more incentives.
So while this is, of course, accurate and really important to wrap our heads around, there's even newer data that we're getting from Inflation Reduction Act funding demand.
The Inflation Reduction Act provided nearly $20 billion for popular conservation programs. The U.S. Department of Education is offering breaks on student loans. Cora Hume is with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. She says borrowers with non-federally held loans need to consolidate them into a direct consolidation loan by the end of April.
Older borrowers are less likely to hold direct loans, which would already benefit from this pay count adjustment. And then those that do own direct loans, they're less likely to participate in this IDR program that caps their monthly payments.
Hume says the savings has the potential to change lives. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WISS WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The video comments made by former Green Bay school superintendent Claude Tiller Jr. on an Atlanta radio station are released. Tiller was in Atlanta recruiting teachers from historically black colleges in the area. He echoed the radio host that Green Bay is considered lily white.
A lily on top of the lily.
He later went on to say that 92% of the teachers of the district are white, while the Green Bay School District claims just 39% of the students are. Tiller resigned from his position after being placed on administrative leave by the district following his remarks. For Wisconsin senators who reside in the Green Bay area, the new legislative maps are creating conflicts that have nothing to do with red or blue, but rather where to live. Eric Wimberger, Andre Jacques, and Robert Cowles all live in the new Senate District 30. Wimberger told Gannett that he plans to run in the 30th district under the new maps. Cowles plans to move to Senate District 2, and Jacques will continue to represent Senate District 1 until 2026, but he would need to move inside the new boundary if he seeks re-election. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Meinert is urging residents to check surveillance footage and door cams for any detail or clue as the community continues its search for 3-year-old Elijah View.
We urge anyone with any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please come forward and share that with law enforcement immediately. Every piece of information could be the key to bringing Elijah home.
Elijah was last seen at 8 a.m. Tuesday morning by a caregiver. An Amber Alert is still active, and police have no suspects in Elijah's disappearance. Residents and businesses have the opportunity to weigh in on the closure of the Main Street Bridge in Oshkosh during an online information, public comment, and Q&A session on February 29th. The Department of Transportation estimates the project to make structural, mechanical, and electrical improvements could take up to 8 months to complete. For a link to the online meeting or numbers for meeting on the phone, visit wisconsindot.gov and search for Main Street Bridge Oshkosh. A former Allegheny County Human Resources Director is accused of 4 counts of possession of child pornography and 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a child. WLUK reports Adam Westbrook was arrested in his Neenah home last week, after which he resigned from his job with Outagamie County. Hoover Elementary in Neenah will close in the 2024-25 school year following a 5-4 vote by the Neenah Joint School District Board of Education Tuesday night. The plan to close Hoover is expected to save the district up to $650,000 in staffing costs and about $48,000 in building costs. The names of the man killed during a Winnebago County traffic stop and the officer involved are now known. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says North Fond du Lac Police Sergeant Bryce LaLuzerne tried to pull a vehicle driven by 36-year-old Lawrence Drennan over. That led to a chase, and after the vehicle was forced to stop, Drennan called 911 and reported he had a gun. The DOJ says LaLuzerne fired the shot when Drennan exited the vehicle and approached officers. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WISS WGBW News.
It is going to be another really nice day today. Mostly sunny with a high of 53 this afternoon. Wind will be light out of the west at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high of 30. Saturday, sunshine with a high of 36. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 35.
The Sheriff is back. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Sheriff, pitcher Brandon Woodruff, signed a 2-year deal to return to the Brewers. Was his agent receiving offers from other teams?
Yes, there was quite a few teams that were in it to the end. And yeah, I was close to signing there at the end, and then the Brewers came in right at the last second. It's kind of how it happened. But yeah, I mean, there was interest from a lot of other clubs.
College basketball, number 7th ranked Marquette, defeating DePaul by 34 points, 105-71. Tyler Kolek setting a new Marquette record with 18 assists, surpassing Tony Miller and Doc Rivers.
That's just the nature of our team is to really share the ball and get each other involved. We cut, we pass, we move, just to show our team as a whole, as a collective, is always unselfish.
Head coach Shaka Smart.
I mean, you could tell by watching Tyler play tonight. And, up there, Tony Miller, 17, Doc Rivers, 16. Those are guys that have been in the record books for a long, long time.
NFL, Matt LaFleur introducing Jeff Hafley today as the Packers' new defensive coordinator, replacing Joe Barry, who's now a linebackers coach with the Miami Dolphins. The Chicago Bears hiring 39-year-old Jennifer King as an assistant running backs coach. She's the first female coach ever hired by the Bears. King was on the Washington Commanders coaching staff last year. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
I'm Pete with the 60-second Showbiz Beat. The 30th anniversary of the film Schindler's List is upon us. Despite the fact that the film won 7 Oscars, Steven Spielberg told the New York Post the film took a deep emotional toll on him. How did he get through it? Spielberg says his old pal Robin Williams would call him once a week and do comedy over the phone, sometimes for 10 to 20 minutes, and wouldn't stop until he heard a big laugh from the director. Then Williams would just hang up. Laughter truly is the best medicine. Let's remember that, kids. Yahoo Entertainment says the daughter of legendary singer James Brown, Deanna Brown Thomas, was fired twice by her father. The godfather of Soul's daughter says her dad was demanding, but that she learned more while curling her dad's hair and listening to him do business on the phone than she ever could have in college. Deanna Brown Thomas appears in the A&E documentary James Brown, Say It Loud. Is Jimmy Kimmel Live coming to an end? The host of the show, Jimmy Kimmel, ironically enough, alluded to a possible end in sight. The New York Post reports Kimmel believes this could be his final contract for the late-night talk show. The 56-year-old host's current contract ends in 2 years, and Kimmel says that might be enough. Kimmel is set to host this year's Oscars on March 10th. It's time for one of Pete's reluctant picks. Yes, reluctant. True Detective Night Country, the 4th season of the show, overall is a good watch. The show is set in the ominous and creepy setting of Alaska during 24 hours of darkness. The filmmakers blend the supernatural with good performances from the cast, which includes Jodie Foster. Warning, do not space out for a minute, or you will have to go back and watch the entire thing again. Don't you hate when shows challenge you to the point where you can't play video poker on your phone and follow the plot at the same time? Lady Gaga is now Lady Gamer. In 2019, Lady G asked her followers on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, what Fortnite was. She was surprised to hear back from an expert. Ninja, a gamer who plays Fortnite while millions watch, reached out to her and offered to teach her all things Fortnite. She apparently liked what she heard because now she has a Fortnite character in her image. Is it just me, or is the weirdest part about that story that millions watch someone else play video games? The Writers Guild of America announced their nominees for Best Original Screenplay, and they are Air, Barbie, The Holdovers, May, December, and Past Lives. In the Best Adapted Screenplay category, the nominees include American Fiction, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Oppenheimer. This year, the WGA Awards will be held April 14th. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.